Ever wonder if everything you've been taught about money is wrong? What if the path to wealth isn't about a high-paying job, but a complete shift in thinking? Welcome to Bummary, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the powerful insights from today's most impactful books. Today, we embark on a transformative journey with one of the most influential personal finance books ever written, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. The Two Dads, a tale of contrasting financial philosophies. Robert Kiyosaki's journey to financial freedom began not with one dad, but two. He had his biological father, his poor dad, highly educated with a PhD, who believed in a stable job, good grades, and working for a secure pension. And then there was his rich dad, his best friend's father, who never finished high school but built a vast business empire. These two men, equally loving and influential, offered Robert radically different perspectives on money, work, and life. Poor Dad represented the conventional wisdom: go to school, get a good job, save money, avoid debt, buy a house. He often said, "I can't afford it." Rich Dad, on the other hand, taught financial independence. Don't work for money, have money work for you. He consistently asked, "How can I afford it?" The stark contrast between their advice became the foundation of Kiyosaki's financial education, revealing the hidden truths that separate the financially struggling from the truly wealthy. This dual mentorship, starting when Robert was just 9 years old, shaped his understanding that financial literacy is taught at home, not in school. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. This is the book's foundational, eye-opening lesson, and it's perhaps the most challenging for many to grasp because it completely upends conventional thinking. Kiyosaki argues that the vast majority of people, including his own highly educated poor dad, spend their lives caught in the rat race. They work hard for their paychecks, pay taxes, pay bills, and often have little left over, only to repeat the cycle month after month, year after year. They work for money. Rich Dad, however, taught that the wealthy make money work for them. This means acquiring assets that generate income even when you're not actively working. It's the difference between trading your time for dollars, a job, and creating systems or owning things that pay you regardless of your direct effort. This isn't about being lazy. It's about being strategically smart. It's about moving beyond simply earning an income to building wealth-generating machines. Think about it. Most people work hard to earn money to buy things, often liabilities, that then take more money from them. The rich, Kiyosaki learned, use their money to acquire assets that put money into their pockets. This subtle yet monumental shift in perspective from working for money to having money work for you is the very first step out of the rat race and onto the path of true financial freedom. If you're already finding this shift in perspective intriguing, please hit the like button. Your support helps us share these powerful financial insights with more people.
Lesson 2. Why teach financial literacy? Following the eye-opening idea that the rich don't work for money, Kiyosaki's second crucial lesson highlights a gaping hole in our traditional education system: the absence of financial literacy. While schools teach academic skills and even vocational skills, they largely ignore the most vital skill for navigating the modern world: understanding money. Poor Dad emphasized getting good grades to get a good job. Rich Dad taught financial intelligence to understand how money truly works. This lack of financial education leaves most people unprepared. They learn how to earn money, but not how to manage it, how to invest it, or how to make it grow. They often end up working harder and harder, only to see their money slip through their fingers due to debt, taxes, and a fundamental misunderstanding of financial principles. Rich Dad believed that true wealth is not about how much money you earn, but how much money you keep and how hard that money works for you. This emphasis on financial education is the bedrock of stepping out of the rat race. It's the knowledge that empowers you to control your financial destiny rather than being a slave to it. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. Focus on assets. Building on the need for financial literacy, Kiyosaki introduces the pivotal concept of minding your own business. This doesn't mean becoming self-employed in your current job. It means actively building your asset column, acquiring income-generating assets outside of your primary job, regardless of what that job is. Most people work for someone else's business, their employer, and build someone else's asset column, their employer's company. Rich Dad taught the crucial difference between an asset and a liability. A simple, profound definition. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. This distinction often surprises people. For many, their house is considered their biggest asset, but Kiyosaki argues that if you have a mortgage, property taxes, and maintenance, your house is a liability, as it takes money out of your pocket every month. Assets include things like real estate that generates rental income, stocks, bonds, intellectual property like books or patents that earn royalties, or businesses that run themselves and provide cash flow. The key is to start acquiring these income-generating assets, even small, and focus your efforts on growing that asset column regardless of your job. Your job helps pay for your living expenses, but your business is building your assets. Lesson 4. The history of taxes and the power of corporations for the wealthy. Kiyosaki's next lesson delves into a topic often misunderstood by the average person, the history of taxes and the powerful advantage of corporations for the wealthy. He explains that initially taxes were primarily levied against the rich to help the poor and fund government. However, the rich, being financially astute, found ways to use corporations to legally minimize their tax burden. Corporations became not just business entities, but sophisticated financial vehicles that allow the rich to pay less in taxes than the middle class. The crucial insight here is the concept of financial IQ and understanding the rules of the game. Poor Dad paid taxes first, then spent what was left. Rich Dad spent first and then paid taxes on what was left, often using corporate deductions and legal loopholes. This isn't about advocating for tax evasion, but for understanding the legal framework within which wealth operates. It's about learning the financial language that gives the rich their advantage.
Lesson 5. The rich invent money. Building on the idea that the rich understand how to leverage corporations and tax laws, Kiyosaki's next lesson reveals that the wealthy don't just find opportunities, they often invent money. This isn't about counterfeiting. It's about cultivating financial creativity and using financial intelligence to see opportunities where others see nothing or simply problems. While most people operate with the belief that money is scarce and hard to earn, Rich Dad taught that money is an idea, and you can create it with your mind. This means looking at challenges not as roadblocks, but as puzzles to solve for profit. For instance, Kiyosaki describes finding properties that no one else wanted because they were too complicated, then figuring out a creative way to finance and develop them, turning them into highly profitable assets. It's about leveraging knowledge, experience, and contacts to find unique solutions that create value and thus create money, where none seemingly existed before. The rich don't wait for opportunities, they go out and create them, using their financial intelligence as their most powerful tool. It's a mindset of abundance and ingenuity, rather than scarcity and reaction. If you're finding these insights as mind-expanding as we do, a quick tap on the subscribe button would mean the world to us. It helps Bummary bring more powerful book summaries your way. Lesson 6. Work to learn, don't work for money. This lesson profoundly challenges the conventional advice of pursuing a high-paying, secure job. Rich Dad taught Robert, don't work for money, work to learn. He emphasized that while a good salary is nice, the most valuable asset you can acquire is not money itself, but specialized knowledge and skills. These skills empower you to generate money in multiple ways, rather than being dependent on a single paycheck. Most people choose a career based on salary, stability, or status. But Kiyosaki argues that true wealth comes from collecting skills, especially in areas like sales, marketing, communication, accounting, investing, and leadership. These are the skills that allow you to adapt, to innovate, and to build businesses in assets. For instance, he took a sales job after college, not for the money, but to overcome his fear of rejection and master the art of persuasion, a skill critical for any entrepreneur or investor. So if you're in a job you don't love, instead of just complaining, ask yourself, what valuable skills can I gain here that will serve my long-term financial freedom? It's about being strategic with your career choices, viewing every job as a temporary learning experience that contributes to your ultimate goal of financial independence. This perspective shifts you from being an employee waiting for a raise to an independent learner, constantly building your personal financial IQ and market value.
Lesson 7. Overcoming obstacles. Even with financial knowledge, Kiyosaki points out that many people still fail to achieve wealth. Why? Because they succumb to common mental and emotional obstacles. He identifies 5 primary reasons people don't develop their financial intelligence. First, there's fear. The fear of losing money, the fear of making mistakes. Rich Dad taught that losers are made by running from fear, while winners are made by facing it and learning from every setback. Embrace losses as learning experiences, not failures. Second is cynicism. People who are overly critical, who always point out how something won't work, rather than exploring how it could. Kiyosaki advises against letting cynicism blind you to opportunity. Don't just dismiss ideas, investigate them. Third, laziness. Not necessarily physical laziness, but mental and emotional laziness. Being too busy to learn, too comfortable to challenge the status quo, or too overwhelmed to take action. Rich Dad's solution for laziness was to define a strong want, something so desirable that the desire overcomes the inertia. Fourth, bad habits. Habits like constantly paying bills first and saving last, or spending impulsively. Kiyosaki suggests paying yourself first, saving and investing before you pay others. Make wealth building a priority habit. And fifth, arrogance. The belief that you already know everything, or that you're too good to learn from others. Rich Dad often said, "What I know makes me money. What I don't know costs me money." True intelligence is knowing what you don't know and seeking to learn it. Overcoming these 5 obstacles is crucial for putting financial intelligence into action. Lesson 8. The power of focus and other forms of intelligence. Building on overcoming mental blocks, Kiyosaki delves into the immense importance of focus. Understand that true wealth is not built by dabbling in many things, but by intensely focusing on one or a few areas, mastering them, and then leveraging that mastery. It's about concentrating your assets, your knowledge, and your efforts. He also touches upon different forms of intelligence beyond just academic IQ. There's emotional intelligence, managing your feelings and those of others, spiritual intelligence, understanding your purpose and values, and of course, financial intelligence. To truly build wealth, you need to integrate these, focusing your energies on learning and applying financial principles with consistency and discipline. It's not just about what you do, but how intensely and consistently you do it. This focused effort allows you to see complex financial puzzles as opportunities rather than problems, aligning your intelligence with definite action toward your goals.
Lesson 9. The power of giving. Moving beyond individual focus, Kiyosaki introduces a concept that might seem counterintuitive to wealth building: the power of giving. Rich Dad taught that to receive, you must first give. This isn't just about charity, though that's part of it. It's a mindset of abundance and contribution, believing that by giving generously of your time, knowledge, or money, you create a vacuum that the universe then fills. It's a philosophical and practical principle. Generosity often creates goodwill, valuable connections, and new opportunities. This includes giving back to your community, supporting causes, and being open-handed with those who have helped you. It counters the scarcity mindset that often leads to hoarding wealth out of fear. Instead, the power of giving stems from a belief in your ability to generate more. By being a giver, you position yourself as a valuable contributor, which, paradoxically, tends to attract more opportunities and wealth back to you. It's about understanding the flow of abundance and being a part of it rather than trying to dam it up. Lesson 10, The Power of Association. Another critical insight from Rich Dad is the profound impact of who you associate with. Kiyosaki states that your income is often the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with people who complain, avoid responsibility, and dismiss opportunities, you're likely to adopt those same financial habits and mindsets. Rich Dad actively sought out connections with smart, successful people who love talking about money, business, and investing. He encouraged Robert to do the same, to learn from them, to absorb their thinking, and to challenge his own limited beliefs. This isn't just networking for jobs. It's about building a mastermind group, as Napoleon Hill also taught, a group of advisors and mentors who elevate your thinking, share insights, and hold you accountable. It's about consciously choosing your inner circle to reflect the financial future you want to create. Who you spend your time with shapes your reality, so choose wisely. Lesson 11. The Power of Self-Discipline. Finally, Kiyosaki emphasizes that even with knowledge, good associations, and an understanding of giving, ultimate financial success hinges on self-discipline. This isn't about being rigid or depriving yourself, but about the consistent disciplined management of 3 key areas. First, managing your cash flow. Understanding where your money comes from and where it goes, and ensuring that your assets grow faster than your liabilities. Second, managing people. Building strong teams, understanding leadership, and delegating effectively. And third, managing your time. Prioritizing activities that build your assets and move you towards financial freedom. It won't matter if you know about investing, but you lack the discipline to consistently save and follow through. Rich Dad instilled in Robert that financial habits are built through consistent, disciplined action, no matter how small, leading to significant results over time. It's the daily commitment to your financial future that truly builds lasting wealth.
Lesson 12. Take action and start now. After laying out all the principles, Kiyosaki emphasizes that knowledge without action is meaningless. The 12th, and perhaps most crucial lesson, is simply to take action. Many people learn, they understand, but they never start. Rich Dad taught that success comes from consistently taking steps, even small ones, and learning from every experience. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for all the answers. Simply begin. This means actively seeking opportunities, making offers, networking with financially intelligent people, and being prepared to make mistakes and learn from them. The inertia of inaction is a powerful force, and overcoming it requires a conscious decision to move forward even when you feel uncertain. It's about committing to the process of financial education and practical application every single day. Your journey out of the rat race begins the moment you decide to take responsibility and act. The 10 steps to develop your financial genius. To solidify these teachings, Kiyosaki provides a framework of 10 actionable steps to develop your financial genius. These are a distilled guide for practical application. 1. Find a reason greater than reality, a powerful why that drives you. 2. Make daily choices. Decide to be rich every day. 3. Choose friends carefully. Learn from those who are financially intelligent. 4. Master a formula. Find and learn a system that works for you. 5. Pay yourself first.
Prioritize saving and investing. 6. Pay your team well. Value your advisors and employees. 7. Be an Indian giver. Give to receive. Invest and then get your money back while keeping the asset. 8. Use assets to buy luxuries. Buy wants with income from assets, not from your job. 9. Choose heroes. Find financial role models to emulate. 10. Teach and you shall receive. Share your financial knowledge. These summarize the entire philosophy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, urging readers to take charge of their financial education and apply these principles consistently. Bummary's overall rating, 9.5 out of 10. We at Bummary consider Rich Dad, Poor Dad a truly revolutionary book that serves as an essential starting point for anyone seeking financial freedom. Robert Kiyosaki's core distinction between assets and liabilities and the profound concept of making money work for you are absolute game changers. It challenges conventional wisdom, inspires financial education, and provides a powerful mindset shift that can alter the trajectory of your entire financial life. It's a highly accessible and motivational read for wealth creation. The only reason it doesn't hit a perfect 10 is that some critics argue its advice can be overly simplified or lacks specific, detailed how-to steps for certain investments, often emphasizing real estate heavily. However, its strength lies in its ability to fundamentally change your thinking about money, which is often the biggest hurdle to wealth. Are you ready to escape the rat race? So there you have it, the comprehensive 6-part summary of Robert Kiyosaki's groundbreaking book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you're ready to shift your financial mindset, understand the true nature of assets and liabilities, and start building a path towards genuine financial freedom and independence, this book is an absolute, undeniable must-read for you. To explore all the insights and begin your journey, grab your copy using the link in the description. It's packed with even more profound lessons, engaging stories, and powerful motivation to help you escape the rat race. And if you found this extensive Bummary helpful, insightful, and you're ready to revolutionize your financial future, please give us a thumbs up. Your support helps us create more amazing content and reach more people. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next insightful book summary. What's the biggest mindset shift you experienced from hearing about Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in to Bummary. Until next time, make your money work for you.